shadowing. For me, fish and chips scream Scott, highly sustainable, delicious, but the secret is in the batter. This is a beer batter, 00 flour, eggs and beer. It sort of makes it lighter, crispier, and it is amazing flavor. The secret is to make that batter the night before. The more you let it rest, it becomes so crispy. Take the curd, run it through into seasoned flour, salt, pepper. You could charge it up a little bit with a touch of paprika. Lightly season your fish. Too wet a fish can destroy the batter, so I like to season my fish first with salt. That extracts the moisture from the fish, which keeps the batter even more crispy. Then from there, just brush off that seasoning and just pat down the fish. That way it stays nice and firm. Into the flour and then nicely rolled. Make sure you get the ends. Done. Dredge the fish in the flour in order to make sure the batter sticks. Really important. And then next into the batter. Make sure you dust off any excess flour, otherwise you get these white clumps of flour underneath the batter. Into the batter, let it sink. I like topping tailing my fish. I trim the top, trim the base. You've got the even piece of fish. If it's cut evenly, it's going to cook evenly. Shake off the excess flour and into the batter. Roll that fish around and let it sink in there. Now oil comes up to 300. It takes about 6 to 7 minutes to cook beautifully. But here's a secret. Keep that fish coated. This is where it gets messy but exciting. Lift up your fish. Go left to the right, retching it, and then quickly get a point of the fish. Let the battery run down. Shake off any excess flour. And then in to the fryer and just sort of taunt it first and just let it lay away from you. Shake the pan gently. That starts to cover the top of the fish. Take a spatula and just gently baste the top of the fish. Once you've had the fish in there for 2 minutes, flip over the fish, that way you see it evenly coated. God, it's beautiful golden brown. Now take that out. Shake it well. Let it sit. They'll like these perfect pastures. And literally let that sit there. Now, as it's piping hot, use salt and just lightly season the top. And what happens to the fish now? And it just get even crispier, but the batter's seasoned underneath and on top. That's really important. Right, fries. These are Yukon Gold potatoes, and basically just peeled. Don't wash, because I want the starch to get really nice and crispy. I start them off at a very low temperature in a way that I blanch them, and I literally in the oil first for 2 minutes at 330. In. Blanching basically means cooking with no color, and the secret here now is to cook them for 2 minutes at 330. Take them out, let them rest. Crank up the heat. Go from 300 320 to 385. Great. Now temperature's risen, fries back in. Second time cooking, and this time it's going to be nice and crispy, and great indicator cooking in fryers is that when it starts to flow, it's the confirmation that it's cooked, whether it's fish, chicken or fries. Cooking fries twice, blanching them first and then putting them back in hot oil at the end is so much more healthier, because they don't sit in the oil for anywhere else as long as frozen fries. So it's really good to cook them twice, super healthy. Fries are done. Shake. You can hear how crispy they are. Out onto a tray, drain them really well. Lightly rub off the excess fat. Let them sit there. I love placing them into a bowl. Fresh parsley on top, a touch of paprika, and then a touch of salt and pepper. And then from there, just roll them around. You can hear how crispy they are. Beautiful. Fish and chips would be not complete unless you've got peas. I use frozen peas all the time, so don't be scared. A splash of oil, just a splash. Peas goes in. Peas go in. Beautiful. Touch of salt, touch of pepper, a little hint of shallots, minced in, and garlic. It's a great way of elevating mushy peas. From there, a little knob of butter in, and then you just toss the peas. Once the buzz is evaporated, we turn off the gas and then just crush. Beautiful. And that's where you take this frozen pea into a mushy piece. And we shut up trying to break it up almost like it's sort of puree. But I don't want to refine them too much, because the flavors when you burn them touch more butter in there. Butter gives it that really nice glossy finish. One more little finishing touch with fresh mint. Just bring the leaves down, lay them on the top of one another. Get your largest leaf on the bottom, roll it really tight, and then just shred. Let the knife do the work. Look beautiful, fresh mint. Now sprinkle that over your peas, and that just lifts the peas beautifully. When I serve lemon on a plate, I take these bits off. These are like posh lemons. It's just like the perfect wedge or slice of lemon. And now we're ready to plate. Fish come over. Here, how crunchy that is. Fries placed on the side. Look how crispy they are, beautifully done. And then from there, this beautiful amount of mushy peas placed to the side. Finally, this sort of Rolls Royce of sauce with fish and chips. Tartar sauce is a mayonnaise with gherkins, onions, and the most amazing capers in there that goes on the side, and that just cascades off. And how can you serve fish and chips without lemon? I get my lemon here, and I just squeeze it over the fish onto the salt, and then push a fresh lemon there literally for a second, and then we have fish and chips a la Gordan.